welcome to Beer Boy Barbecue. And on today's episode, we're going to be cooking a brisket. On this brisket, we're going to be using a new dry rub that I have not used before. It's going to be my first time trying it. It's very different than what I've ever used, and I'm hoping for some good results, of course. And we're also going to be cooking it slightly different as well. Typically, I cook my briskets about 10 hours or so, 10, 12, right around there. I'm going to try to take a line from Myron Mixon. I saw him mention that he cooks briskets in 5 hours. So we're going to go for that 5-hour cook and see exactly what happens. So let's get this brisket open and we're going to trim it up. So here it is. So a couple things about this brisket. Well, there's a lot of new stuff going on that I'm doing, like I already mentioned. The dry rub, the cooking time, and the actual brisket itself. So this is a 10.5 pound brisket. As you can see, it's got pretty solid flexibility. Bend it in half. Our fat over here is rather big and thick, as you can see. It's definitely going to take a lot of trimming, but this is a very cheap brisket. I got it at the local Walmart, and I couldn't pass it up. $30. All right, how can you pass that up? So let's get the trimming. Alright, so now we're going to salt it. And here's the new rub. Alright, now that we have it rubbed, it looks great. I like the color that it puts on there. Looks like it's going to make a really nice bark. But only time will tell. So I'll check back in with you as soon as I get this on the grill, and we'll have another look. Alright, here she is. We're about to get her on the grill right now. We're going to put it fat side down, and the point is going to be the furthest away from the heat. Okay, so she's looking great. So we're going to be running this grill at 300 degrees. I'm going to be cooking on my Pit Boss Pro pellet grill. And like I mentioned earlier, normally I wouldn't be cooking a brisket at 300 degrees. Right now in my head, I'm telling myself that this is crazy. But Myron Mixon, that's how he does it, 300 degrees for 5 hours. So we're going to follow that regimen, and we'll check back in a little bit. All right, everybody. So we are at 7:30. Okay, so this brisket's been on for 4 hours. We are at 190 degrees internal on it, and we're about to wrap this thing for the last hour. So I'm going to get it out. I'm going to throw it in a pan real quick, give it a little spritz, bring it in for a close-up, and and then we'll get it back on. Take a look at that. Got a beautiful bark. Nice and dark. Alright guys, so we're back on. We're going to finish it off. Still the same 300 degrees. Like I said, we were at an internal temperature of 190. So we're just looking for it to get to 202 degrees. And then we're going to start probing, okay? So once it hits the 202 degree mark, that's our general, what we want it to be done at. But it doesn't always necessarily mean it is done. So what we're going to do is, once it hits that, I'm going to take the probe and I'm going to start probing, okay? I'll check it and check for toughness, tough spots, stuff like that. I want it to be able to slide it in and out. I don't want any resistance. Nice push, nothing crazy going on, and then we'll be good to take it off. So we'll check back in roughly about an hour. All right, guys, and we're back. So we've had this wrapped up in a towel for an hour. All right, so we're gonna get it opened up. Look at that beauty. It is a thing of beauty. Let's take her out. Let's put that sauce on the side. So there she is. She looks fantastic. So first, we are going to separate the point and the flat. Boom. Here's our point. Here's our flat. Okay, this was a smaller brisket, like I said, 10-pound brisket, so we're not going to have too much. Go a lot further if we just do all chopped. We're going to do chopped on this, and we'll slice this side. Cut up. Let's get a piece of this. All right, as you can see, it's not falling apart, but then it rips right off. Woo! Wow. Rub's good, but in all honesty, way spicier than I wanted. I may have put a little too much rub. Try one of these ends. Oh, that's way better. That burnt end is way better. I think I over-seasoned it a little bit in a few spots. The point. That was good though. Ooh, that's spicy. Take a look at this point. Oh yeah. We're gonna put everything back in the juice now. Alright guys, so there you have it. I know my face may not be as excited as it normally is. It's because in all honesty, I'm not. not here to lie to you, you know. I'm here to explain to you my experiences and be honest about everything. So, it's nothing with the meat. That was one thing we weren't sure about, right? Cheap $30 brisket from Walmart. Cooked fantastically. Moist, tender, perfect. The brisket, I will definitely buy it again. I'll definitely use it again. It is perfect for what we need it for. That dry rub, alright, was not what I was looking for at all. Like I said, it was a new dry rub, so we didn't know what was going to happen, right? I heard it was a really good dry rub. Modified it a little bit, but because I don't like certain things, so it's not like I added things that wasn't in it. I hate black pepper. There's a cup of black pepper in the rub that I used. Okay, if that explains anything. So I'm sure that has a good part of it. I like spicy. I love spicy. Spicy things are fantastic. I eat wings. I have some of the hottest hot sauces. I like ghost pepper sauce. There was 2 tablespoons of chipotle powder, 3 tablespoons of chili powder, which doesn't sound like, I mean, not across this whole brisket. I only used half the container, so it doesn't sound like a lot. So between the black pepper and that, though, it's an awkward, I wouldn't say an awkward spicy, but with the other flavors, I wasn't wanting it to be spicy. It wasn't sweet at all. I had a 1/4 cup of sugar through that whole thing, which is just to help get that caramelized on top. The salting was perfect amount of salt, but I'm definitely going to have to go back into the kitchen and modify that. Not a fan of it, but these things happen. This is barbecue. You're not going to know what you like until you try it, and we're all about learning lessons here. And this was a big lesson for me. Don't like that rub. Not using the rub. I'll give you the recipe for this one if you want it though. I wanted to come and say that with the brisket, I did end up actually saving it, which was actually really nice. I know I mentioned that I feel like I ruined it, maybe a little bit too much rub, which I will have to say I did have too much rub, but that's okay. This is how I saved it. After I sliced it and did all my chopping up and everything, threw it in the pan, I decided to just chop the whole thing. So I chopped the entire thing, made a nice little barbecue sauce, mixed it all together, and it was amazing. It tasted delicious. The whole pan was gone so quickly. I mean, it wasn't an issue at all once it was chopped and sauced. So I did want to just give that little update, you know, that it actually did end up turning out to be a good deal. So again, thank you everybody for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.